feel good today, so I'm going to cook. And my husband gave me a challenge. He wanted biscuit muffins with raisins and cinnamon. So I thought I would use this recipe for my whipping cream biscuits. But you know what? I didn't have any whipping cream. So I'm going to show you how to make whipping cream. What you do is you take your butter and the recipe calls for 1.5 cups of heavy whipping cream. So the recipe for making heavy whipping cream is 1/3 butter and 2/3 milk. So 1.5 cups. It sounds like 1 cup of milk to me. Now I'm just going to put in the 1 cup of milk. And then now we have 1/2 cup of butter and a cup of milk. And that is how you make whipping cream. If you don't have it. Okay. And I always use unsalted butter in my recipes. Now, add these. And I think I should just go ahead and dump them in. So these are raisins and tart cherry. And I'm just going to put them in here. Now in here, the difference I made in here is 2.5 cups of flour and baking powder. It called for baking powder, but I added some baking soda because you always put baking soda in muffins, so I put it in here. And I'm going to put in these raisins and cherries. I'm not going to stir it with that. I'm going to stir it with a paddle. Come here, paddle. Let me get this paddle out. Paddle, 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 paddle. Okay, now we've got this all homogenized. I'm going to pour this heavy whipping cream in there. All nice and warm from fixing, oh, get out of there. I'm fixing my mistake. Now, I always make my biscuits, when I'm making biscuits, I always make them too runny. So I thought, I'll just make them the way I always make them, and they'll be runny enough. Let me find some cinnamon. You want it cinnamon. So let me put a teaspoon of cinnamon in here. You know what? I'm just going to try to measure. I'm not always just trying to do things perfectly. I'm switching spoons because this paddle is too big. Get out of here. All right, now we've got our muffin mix. We've got cinnamon. I put a little bit of sugar in there, but he didn't want sweet. But you know, you gotta have a little sugar. Okay, I'm just going to put these in the pan. That pan is wet. I'll put it in this pan. Okay, here we go. You know what? I've got these silicone. Have you ever seen these? I did the dumbest thing. I had these silicone liners for here. I threw them away when I took them off my muffin. I tell you, I've got 4 left. I thought I had another one someplace. And I just can't believe I did that. So I'm going to buy some more muffin cups. Why am I using, I don't know. I'm going to use some silicone muffins, some paper things, and then these I'm going to put right into the pan. I found out that if you have a non-stick pan, you should not use spray oil. I didn't put any oil in it. It's non-stick, and I'm going to just see if it really is. I've got my oven heated up and set for, well, you see, muffins go for $3.50. Biscuits go for $4.25. And so I decided to set my oven for, see, now I'm going to experiment with this. I'm going to compare paper cups, silicone cups, and right into the pan itself. So see? Okay, now what am I supposed to do? I don't have enough to fill all these cups. I use a mixture of grain. I use kamut, whole grain, kamut berries, and I used einkorn and soft white and hard red berries. Why? Because I don't like the flavor of the soft white or the hard red berries. So I blended in with the kamut and the acorn. All right, we're going to put this in the oven, and when we come back, we'll see how they tasted. How long am I going to bake them? Maybe 15 minutes. There you have it, folks. We'll come back in 15 minutes. Hold your horses. Okay, I've had these out at the oven for a while, and I did a video and messed up. So I'm redoing, showing you this muffin comes out perfectly. The silicone muffin comes off nicely, but you see the difference? Silicone in the pan. Silicone. And then there's paper. Ooh. Ooh. That's just nasty. I'll never use paper cups again. Why? Why would I use paper cups when I could just pick the muffins up and have a perfectly, this is the most beautiful baking pan I've ever had. I love it. It's called Time and Table, T-H-Y-M-E, and it came with these silicone muffin cups, but I don't need them. They're great. Just these, by the way, are exactly what Lou wanted. He wanted something that tastes like biscuit, but had a little raisin and cinnamon flavor. It's perfect. These muffins won't last the day. Well, I have to save some for breakfast. Well, that's it, folks. I got my mouth full, but praise Yahusha and give him all glory and honor. Keep the commandments, Be the bride. Like and subscribe. All right.